Yay! I have been working toward this video. And I'm so excited to be able to get on here and do new consultant training number 3. And don't forget, at the end of this video, you're going to have your third word that will be a part of that 6-word sentence. And when you finish all 6 videos and you tell me the sentence, you're going to get a prize. Okay. So not to mention I am praying and hoping that this is going to help you move forward into your business and be successful. I know you will. I believe in you. So we're going to start out. I noticed I went kind of back over my other 2 videos. One of the things I wanted to talk to you, if you have not already placed your first order, or even if you have, there in the past, when I became a new consultant, there were people who actually went, they not only worked on selling the product, not only doing like your 24 and 24, but they chose to either use a special credit card that was really good on with good fees and all that, or they chose to take out a loan. Now that is something based on if you're wanting to get one of the higher level inventories that we talked about on the last video. I do want to tell you that that is a possibility. And so the way that you would do that, I want to share this before I go into what we're going to be talking about. Our perfect start, power start, booking, and then our pearls of sharing is what I'm going to be focusing on. But I did want to tell you that that is a possibility, because what you do is you basically, you're going to be paying per month on that loan, or you may pay it off in just a few months if you're really working your business. So you can dedicate a couple of your parties that they would go to pay for that month of that loan, or you could take your profits or a portion of that profit. So just know that like having inventory is a great thing, especially if you're doing a lot of appointments. When my people call and they want their foundation or they want their cleanser, now I have a few customers who actually plan ahead and they decide, hey, I'm going to need this in a few weeks or in a month or whatever. But a lot of your customers may not think to do that, and they may be on their last drop. So once you start building that inventory, you can do that at any time of your business. So if you choose not to build inventory, it's totally fine. But I would suggest that you have at least some. And if you're doing a lot of parties, I would suggest you have more. And so I hope that makes sense. And I would love to talk to you more individually about that, because your business is based on your business, okay, and what you choose. So you're not going to go by Jane Doe or, whatever. You're going to go by what you choose and why you're doing your business. Okay. So now I'm going to get started with what we call a perfect start and a power start. So if you're like, what? So I'm going to explain. Again, y'all, I forgot to bring my water up here. I'm going to explain. Someday I'm going to actually remember to do that, and y'all are going to be really surprised. Okay. So when you're getting started, we want to help you have the best start ever, right? We want you to have the best start. So the perfect start is actually trying product on 15 people in 2 weeks. Now, it would be ideal if that was your first 2 weeks, but that doesn't always happen. So I'm not sure when you're watching this video, if you're in your first 2 weeks and you can do it, go for it, because it's a great thing to do. If you're not and you're ready at any time in your business, perfect start is a good plan. So 15 faces, 15 sharing the product on people, letting them try the product on 15 faces. Now, if you got the $35 portion of your kit or of your starter, start, and then you'll have a few samples. That's going to be hard to do 15 people, but I'll tell you that if you you can do more than what you think you can. I've done some miraculous things with a little product, and because if you've been in a while, sometimes maybe you run low on product or you forget to order or whatever. So you can take those little samples, and if you're wanting to try, especially at the beginning, like when you're just trying to try product on people and you're practicing, because we want you to practice. And friends and family are great to start that practice, but also those friends and family know people. Okay? Okay, so I'll go further with that here in just a minute. Okay, so when you are contacting your people, okay, you can say, you can blame it on me. My director has challenged me to practice trying the product and pampering people, 15 people in 2 weeks. Okay? And then you can tell them, when I do that and I get my first order in, and maybe you've already placed your first order, but when I do my perfect start, place my first order, I'm going to get a charm bracelet. And I'll be able to get my first charm, which is a perfect start charm. Now, I just happen to not have the perfect start. I've got to order that. But I've got the power start charm. So, the perfect start is a P and an S without all the dangles, right? And then when you do 15 more faces in the next 2 weeks, or 30 faces in 30 days, then you get your perfect start charm. Okay? So there's another charm that I'm not showing that's for perfect start, which is 15 faces. And when I say 15 faces, you may be trying something on their hand, but every person needs to have a close, meaning you're going to give them our sheet that has, or a sheet that has the product on it, and you're going to show them the prices of the sets. Now, I have a sheet that's in your folder, if you've gotten your folder from me. It's black and white that you actually can use, make copies of. There's also Diana Sumter is a national that has adopted us. She actually, she was an offspring director and national of our retired national, and she's amazing. So Diana Sumter has a page that we are able to access, and on that page, the Create a Roll-Up Bag sheet is on that. So you can actually copy the Create a Roll-Up Bag sheet off of that. There are other closings, but I just suggest it because it makes it so simple and so easy. You will, if you use that sheet, when you do facials, you can offer the discount, and you give that discount, but it helps them get on the product when you do that, so that you have those future sales. It's not a big discount, but it's a discount. It's pretty good. So then that's a great way to get some new people on the products. Now, I will do training on closing the sale on another one of these. And on this page, there is a training that I did a few years ago of closing the sale. It doesn't look exactly like the close sheet that you would have now, but it's close enough. I give you how to do it and all that. So you can still access that on this MK training page, okay, if you're on this group, okay. But anyway, your goal is, right, if you want to win this bracelet and you really want to start making some extra money, then 15 faces in 2 weeks, okay, getting your order in, you're at least active we want to do 600 if possible, right, to get your free product. But, and again, there is a Mary Kay credit card. And I'm not going to say what, I'm going to tell you what they used to do. And as of today, I'm not sure what they're doing, but it used to be in your first 6 months to a year that you did not have to pay. They didn't charge a fee. I think it was anyway, you can check on the Mary Kay credit card. It's on the Mary Kay, when you go under ordering under MK Connections, you should be able to find where that approved vendor credit card is, and look it up and make sure what all that is. But it's a great way to put it all in one place and then just pay that off, or you might pay it off within a month by doing your faces and your Power Start and just continuing. So anyway, here we are. All right. We are working toward our perfect start. So you're going to call everybody that you know and tell them, my director has challenged me. My director has challenged me to practice on 15 faces. And then you're not going to say, can you be a face? You don't even have to do that, because most of the time these are going to be people that are going to say yes. And don't worry, they'll tell you no if they just don't want to. So here's what you're going to say. Again, my director has challenged me to practice trying product on 15 people faces in 2 weeks. I would love to pamper you while I practice. When is the best time for you? Beginning of the week or end of the week? Daytime or nighttime? 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Now, do you notice what I'm doing? Anytime you're booking, you never want to ask a yes or no question. You just want to ask a question that gives them 2 options. All right. Now, if you can't do the beginning of the week or the end of the week, one or the other, then you can say middle of the week or the end of the week, whatever, or Saturday or Sunday, whatever your options are, base it on that. I just use that example, beginning of the week at the end of the week. It could be like the week or the weekend. So you can ask those questions, and you keep asking 2 questions till you narrow it down to the very end. Don't you love it when you go to the doctor and they're like, when do you want to do this? And you're like, I don't know. Like, what do you got available? And so it's nice when people give you options, right? I like options. And so we're going to give them options. We're going to look at our calendar. We're going to figure out when is the best time, and we're going to be able to decide, okay, when can I practice? And then you'll be able to book that appointment with them and practice. Okay. Then once you've done those 15 practice, then you're going to continue on and do 15 more. Now, here, I'm going to give you a clue as to how you can do 15 more. Okay. So not only the first 15, but then keep going, right, through 15 more. Every appointment that we do, I'm going to say that again. Every appointment that we do, we say, this is your first facial. Mary Kay asks me to do a checkup facial, or you can call it, there's different things, but I like calling it a checkup facial. And so at that appointment, we'll go over anything that you have purchased, and also things that maybe you didn't get to try at your first appointment, because we just can't try everything at the first one. And then also at your second appointment, once you book that, right? So once you book that appointment, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to say, at your checkup facial, is the beginning of the week or the end of the week the best time? Okay. Then you're going to do the same thing. Is if they say beginning of the week, then you say daytime or nighttime. Okay. 12 or 1. You just keep asking those questions. Then you say, well, it's just as easy for me to do a few more people alongside of you. What about asking a few friends, and we can also treat them to a pampering facial? that would be a great thing. That would help me finish my Power Start while helping you earn a discount or earn a few products at a discount or free. How would you like that? Would you like earning free product? And then you say, who do you know that we can invite? Now, hopefully, you'll actually, at this point, at their checkup facial, they'll have already filled out on the profile. You flip it over and there's a place to put names and numbers. At their facial, there is a time. If you're doing the charcoal mask, you can do it then, anytime during the facial, but you're going to have them flip over their card, okay? And you can even do a race if you're doing a party, or doing 3 or more. And by the way, a facial is 1 to 2. A party is 3 or more, 3 to 6 usually. We say usually no more than 6, but of course we're not going to hold them back, right? And so when they invite, right, they can actually have written down those names and numbers on the back of their profile. And so when you're challenging them, do it during their appointment, or if you're at an appointment with 3 or more, then you can have a race and say, okay, get your phones out. Whoever, I'm going to give you, a minute or 2 minutes or whatever you want to do. And you have time to write names and numbers of every person you want to get pampered. Somebody who deserves pampering. Do you have a nurse or a teacher or your mom or whoever? And so you're going to have that list, right? You're going to have that list on the back of their profile. So then you've already got evidence that they know people and they have numbers. And you can say, hey, you've got 10 people on this list. And so it only takes you and 2, and you can have a Mary Kay facials. You can share your facials with others. I don't even call it a party anymore, hardly. Actually, when I'm talking to people, I say, with you and 2 others, we can pamper you with your checkup facial, and they can actually also have their first facial, and you can earn free or discounted product by having friends. Okay, I hope this helps, because that Power Start, you can't count them twice for your Power Start, but you can count their friends when they do the Power Start. All right, hope this is helping. All right, so let's go over this again. A perfect start is practicing on 15 faces in your first 2 weeks. It might not be your first 2 weeks, but in 2 weeks. Hopefully that would be great. Then a Power Start. The perfect start is in your 15 faces in 2 weeks. The Power Start is 30 faces in 30 days. So remember, you can start out with the 15 and then just build on to that 2 more weeks, 15 more faces. Now, keep in mind that each of these people are going to fill out the back of their profile card with names and numbers. When you say, hey, I would love to pamper your friends. I would love to figure out the people that you think deserves to have fun and deserves to be pampered, and write down their name and number, and let's have a race right now. And so, as long as you remember to do that, and you will remember, then you'll be able to have those. Now, if you're brand new and you haven't done the faces yet, you could also, the surveys that I gave out in your packet, there are some skincare surveys. I use those at booths. So print those off. Make sure you file one that you could have as a copy. And then you're going to cut them out into 4 cards. And you're going to pick 5 of your friends right now, today, that can go ahead and go have 5 people fill out those survey cards. And the survey cards ask, are you interested in a facial? How many people would you like to have at your facial? So you automatically would have their information. And she's telling them, hey, I am working to get 5 people fill the surveys out for my consultant. So I challenge you to get those 25 surveys filled out. Okay, now you can do that anyway, but the way that I am encouraging you, because it'll be more deep and wide, you're figuring out different ways to get new people. And you can do this at any time in your business. Okay, you may forget this, but I'm telling you now, at any time in your business, if you're like, oh, I don't have as many bookings this month, I need some bookings, pick 5 people and have them get 5 surveys filled out, and that will automatically give you 25 new people. Isn't that amazing? So we want you to win all you can win. So I'm encouraging you to do your perfect start and your power start. Okay, and know that one of the little perfect start pen or little perfect start charm I'm not holding because I'm out of it, but it's just a PS without the little glamour. This is the power start when you have your 30. And I'm so excited to be able to give that to y'all. All right, next thing I'm going to talk about is there are different avenues of income that we have. Okay, before I talk about pearls of sharing, and you should already know this. You probably already know this, but the first one is by doing new facials. All right, so when you're doing new facials, all right. The second one is your reorders, because all of those people, you're going to be following up, and we have 2 + 2 + 2. We call that, we call that 2 + 2 + 2 is what we call that. But in 2 days, you're going to check back with your person who bought the products and see how they're liking it. In 2 weeks or less, you're going to do your checkup facial that we just talked about. And in 2 months, you're going to follow up and see how they're doing, what products that you can help them with if they are needing to reorder. Okay. Now, also, you can do as many checkup facials with that person as you want to until you have introduced them to all products. And then guess what? We'll get new products. Then you're going to introduce them again. So always know that when new products come in, that's a great opportunity for you to call all your customers and try new products on them. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about, and the other way, we said new faces, reorders, and team commission. So anytime you recruit anybody, the company pays you commissions for whatever they do. So when they order from the company keeps up with that, and they send you a commission. All right, next thing we're going to talk about are pearls of sharing. And if you don't know what that is, pearls of sharing is when we're sharing the opportunity. So what I ask you to do is think of about 6 people. Hopefully you've already filled out your 30 names and numbers and even made that onto 100. I want you to think of at least 6 or more people that you can circle. I would do 10 because guess what? There's another charm that's Power Start Plus. That means you've done 30 faces and you've shared the marketing with 10 people. Okay? But in addition, like you have the Pearls of Sharing. And so your Pearls of Sharing, you will win these Pearls of Sharing earrings. They're so cute. See the little bumblebee. And if you didn't know what the bumblebee stands for, Mary Kay received a bumblebee from her husband that she had married, and he was a sweet, sweet man. I can't remember his name at this moment. But anyway, it was her 3rd husband because her first husband, she went through divorce. Her 2nd husband died. And then this was her 3rd husband, who was really great and wonderful. And he also passed away. But anyway, he gave her a bumblebee pin. And when she got it, she thought it was the best thing. And she studied and realized that the bumblebee's wingspan is more than it should be. When the bumblebee is able to oh my goodness, I cannot believe I'm not doing this right. Anyway, the bumblebee should not be able to hold itself up. There we go. Its wingspan is not really enough to support it. But guess what? It does it anyway. And so that is a God miracle thing. And you are a God miracle. You are a miracle. And so sometimes we feel like we can't hold it up. But guess what? With God's help, we can. So I just wanted to encourage you with that. But look at this. So the bumblebee is a big deal. We have the Court of Sharing. That is a big deal at seminar, and we'll talk more about that. But you can win a Diamond Bumblebee when you have so many team members that are qualified. Okay, so ask me about that later. But right now, we're going to talk about Pearls of Sharing. So all you have to do is just pick 6 people. They don't even have to be interested. Just to listen to me share the marketing plan with them. And they don't, again, you can tell them, this is practice. Please think of at least 3 questions that you can ask my director so that we can, I need practice. You tell them that you need practice listening to the marketing plan so that when you have somebody really asking those questions, you'll be more ready to handle that. When you have 3 people who either do a 3-way call or the in-person, then you will get these Pearls of Sharing earrings. Okay. Now, here's what's cool. You can keep going. So with 3 more people, listen to me share the opportunity with them and answer A, B, or C with the earrings or this one. When you've done 6 total, then you'll get the bracelet. Okay. And then when you actually have your first recruit, there is a Pearls of Sharing necklace, and it looks just like this, except it's longer, and you will win that necklace. Okay. When you have your first team member. Okay. Is there anything else that I need to share with y'all? I'm so excited. Can't wait. I want you to be calling me. Let me know how many faces that you're doing. Talk to me all the time. I'm here. Text me if I can't. If for some reason I do not answer my phone call or something, text me. Once in a while, I may miss a voicemail or something if something's going on with my phone. So I want to know. Text me if I don't answer and leave me a message. Let me think if there's anything else. I think that those are the things that I wanted to cover. And I wanted you to win all these little prizes. Pearls of Sharing. So pick those 6 people that we can share with and go ahead and pick 10. And then let them know. And the way that you're going to ask them is, hey, this is Beverly. My directors challenged me to have people listen to her for my practice of sharing the opportunity so I can learn better how to share the opportunity. There's no obligation. You don't even have to want to do this. Just if you would just listen, that would be great. And that's what you say. And then usually she'll do it, especially if you ask like that. All right. I hope I didn't miss anything. I think we're ready to tell you your 3rd word, and your number 3 word is my. M-Y, my. Okay? All right. I'm so proud of y'all that you made it to number 3 video. We're going to keep going. And I hope that I can do number 4 very soon. And y'all be praying for me to do that. But you have a wonderful day. Please text me and let me know. Ask me questions. If there's something that you felt like that you didn't get from this, please make sure and ask me, and I'm glad to help. God bless you, and have a great, great day or night, whichever one it is when you're listening to this. Thanks, and get those faces done and win those prizes. God bless. Bye-bye.